y'all, Erin here. Welcome to my channel. Usually I am talking about homeschooling and different books. Today's just gonna be a little bit different. Today's video is for the military spouse, specifically military spouse before a PCS, during a PCS, or right after a PCS. So what spurred this idea in my head is I had seen recently on different social media, Facebook sites where spouses will come on and they'll post, usually anonymously, saying things like how hard a PCS is or how they're at their new duty location and they're struggling with loneliness. And I just wanted to kind of take this opportunity to try to tackle it the best I could, tackle this topic. And I hope I have some ideas that might be helpful for you. So first of all, I was in the Air Force myself for 8 years, and then I have been married to my husband now for going on 12 years, who is currently active duty military, Air Force as well. So I have seen both sides of the thing here. And I can say that being the spouse is actually, for me, the harder side. So the military member, they have purpose. They have a mission, a job. And so when they get to their new duty location, they go into work and they are already meeting people, and they have, like I said, their purpose. So they're either already trained in their job or they're learning on the job what they are supposed to be doing, and they stay busy with all that entails. So for the spouse, you're getting there and it's a whole different ballgame for you. Well, this weekend, I went and saw a movie. I went and saw Thunderbolts. And you may be thinking, okay, how does Thunderbolts have anything to do with being a military spouse? Well, there's this one character. Her name is Yelena. And she became my favorite character of this movie. And she's the heart. And there's this very pivotal scene at the end of the movie. And she has the scene where she is running towards this character who is going through something hard. And she runs towards him and she hugs him. And not in a romantic way, in a very empathetic friend way. And she says to him, "I'm here. I see you. You are not alone." And it was so powerful to me because that was something he needed to hear. And her actions caused everyone else around her to come and join her. And this hard thing he was going through, he was no longer fighting it alone. He had a whole group of people there with him. And that was so powerful. So I know this is strange on YouTube and you're watching either on your cell phone or a screen or something. And I know, but I would like to be that Yelena character for you. I am going through this with you. What you are going through in your PCS is hard. This is a hard thing you're going through, and I see you. I'm walking with you. You're not alone. So with that said, I have now PCS'd going on my 7 times. I'm going on my 7th one this summer right now. And they are hard. They don't usually get easier. You're still dealing with the same stuff every single time, and you just kind of have to get through it, right? So the first thing I want to say is you're going to have good days and hard days going through this. I still have them too. You just got to do one thing at a time and check the list off and keep going. The next day, do another thing. Just keep taking those steps forward and checking things off your list. Then when you get to your next duty location and you find your place to live, I want you to unpack your boxes, because that does make a impact when you start unpacking and you settling in with your things there. After your boxes are unpacked, you're like, now what? Now I want you to kind of just think about this as this big adventure. You're going to go out and explore, and I want you to start finding a local church. So one of the first things that we do is we look at online at different churches, and we usually pick about 4 churches that we want to go visit. We start visiting, and then we try to make a decision pretty quickly. And once we make our decision, we start going to church regularly. That's important, to start going every Sunday, because that's how you meet people and get involved and connected in that community. So one of the things that we do here at our last duty station is my husband and I both volunteered for Awana, and my kids were all in the different clubs as well. So that was our family thing that we all did at church together. All right, so now you're unpacked, you found your church, you're looking for a little bit more. I want you to think about your hobbies. What is something that interests you? I have a funny story, of course, about this because we had moved to New Jersey about 8 years ago. And at the time, I had just had my oldest son, who was about 9 months old. We moved there in the winter, and it's so cold out, of course. No one's coming outside. As soon as we get to New Jersey, my husband gets a TDY to a school. So we are at a new state I've never been to, new base, and I don't know anyone. So I have to start venturing out. Let me start off by going in this story that I am an introvert and a homebody. So I have to be brave and started venturing out. So we sign up my son for a little gym at the time, and then I start going to the library for story time. And that is a really good start. But then later, what was most impactful for me was in the fall, I started going to something called PWC, which is like a Bible study at the base chapel. And everyone was very friendly and welcoming. We break up into small groups, and we do an icebreaker. The icebreaker is say your name and your hobby. So simple, right? Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding. I got so nervous. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna say? I don't know any of these people, and it gets me. I'm like, hi, my name is Erin, and I have a 15-month-old, so I really like silence and going to the bathroom by myself. Ha 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 ha. And it's so funny, but now I can clearly say, I have almost a 10-year-old, I have a 7-year-old, and I have a 5-year-old. But now I can say that my favorite hobby is books. I love researching books. I love reading books. I love collecting books, talking about books for kids and myself. But sometimes it kind of takes a while to remember what you enjoy doing. So think about that. What do you enjoy doing? What can you get involved in at your new duty location? Or what's something you always want to learn, and then look for those things. And then next, if you're still wanting more, you want more and more, I want you to think about giving back. What is a organization either on base or right outside your base in your community where you can volunteer and give of your time? Volunteering and giving back might fill up something inside of you that you did not even know was missing. So be on the lookout for somewhere that you can volunteer. There's countless, so many different places that you can volunteer. It shouldn't be too hard to find something. All right, so now I have a couple little bonus tips I want to throw in there. Everyone says this, but number one, attitude is everything. Try to keep that in mind, that it is what you make of it. Try to find something positive. And so speaking of that, number two, I want you to try to do, this is what I do with my children every night. Every night we say, what is 1, 3, or 5 good things that happened today? You can say, what is 1, 3, or 5 awesome or cool or interesting things about the duty location I am at right now. So earlier I had mentioned that I was in New Jersey. That was a place I'd never lived before, didn't know much about. So off the top of my head, I can tell you one, I had no idea farms were such a thing in New Jersey. I love the farms. In the fall, they had all the fall harvest stuff. In the Christmas time, there's Christmas tree farms there, which I thought was very unique. And then in the spring, all the things that were blooming that you can go and pick yourself. So I just love the farms. Number two, in New Jersey, the beach is not called the beach, it's called the shore. So that was a unique and interesting, different cultural shift that I enjoyed there. And then three, as funny as it is, everyone was talking about Wawa sandwiches. And I was like, what is the big deal? And we finally went, we had them, they were good. So wherever you may be living, there might be some unique thing to eat there, or some awesome restaurant or something to try. So keep that in mind. Wherever you are, try the local foods or what is popular in that area. All right, so in the very beginning of the video, I said I am usually doing homeschooling or books, and so I am gonna share some of my favorite books I think that touch on the topic that we've been talking about today. The first one I really recommend is called After the Boxes Are Unpacked. And this book specifically talks about the before the move, during the move, and after the move, and this is very military focused. So I recommend this one. The next one is Hard is Not the Same Thing as Bad. This book is all about that mind shift that you need to have, that sometimes we're going to go through hard things, but these are just going to be strengthen our character. So this is a great book to recommend. I want to encourage you that if no one has invited you out to things, maybe you can consider opening your home to other people. There's probably other people who are going through the same thing you are. We know that loneliness is affecting so many people. Consider opening your door and inviting people in. So this book is just Open the Door, and this one is pretty much this very similar topic. It's called Find Your People. Because you know what? Finding friends as an adult is very different than kids. Kids go to the playground, hey, you're my size, let's play. So it is different when you're an adult. So I thought the things that they talked about in these two books in particular were very interesting on that topic. The last book I want to talk about is called How Happiness Happens. And I have mentioned what the author says, how happiness happens in this book. But I thought this was a great book, great resource as a reminder to give back and serve others. That's going to help how you feel happy. All right, you watched this whole video and you're like, these things are not helpful. Erin, you have no idea what I am going through. Or, you know what, this is so hard. This is not helping me. I need something else. I need more. All right, at this point, if what I've shared is not helping, there's two more things that I'm going to recommend for you. At this point, you may need to go get some additional help. And those two things that I'm going to talk about today are called, number one, it's called Military OneSource. And they are going to be able to connect you to get more help. And the next thing I'm going to recommend is TRICARE, which is the military insurance. They cover counseling. So you can either go to Military OneSource and they will help you get connected to outside help, or just go through TRICARE and counseling is covered under there and they may give you just what you need. Sometimes all you need is another person who has not emotionally invested or knows what you're going through, just to listen, and maybe you're even able to talk it out just that way. Or it may be even something deeper that only someone who is specially trained can help you with. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to see who is joining us today. So if you can share in the comments, maybe what branch you're affiliated with, or just drop a hi in there, I'd appreciate it. I will talk to you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.